Hi, Robin. Can you hear me? Oh, can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Perfect.
now.
How's it
How are you?
going? I'm
Good.
good. It's great to see you and hear from you and dive back in together. So tell me, where do you feel like you're at today? Like, what have you been noticing vocally lately since I haven't seen you for a little bit?
A little bit more controlled
Nice.
is the best way to put it.
Okay, lovely. Well, that's good. A little more control. Love that. So in professional settings and more casual settings, what are some of the things that have been going well?
I had a town hall, um, I think a couple of weeks ago. I'm trying to get the recording just so I
Okay.
can send it over to you.
Yeah. All right.
Um, but as soon as I get it, I'll send it over to you. I mean, I thought I did well, but mostly because of just personality and all of that, as opposed to um the language being perfect. But
Yeah.
I can't listen to myself, so I don't really know. Um, as soon as I get the recording, I'll send it over.
hmm Okay, nice. Perfect. Great. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So then, yeah, do you want to focus more on some of those more casual phrases, or do you have certain sounds that you're thinking of? I also am thinking that, with thinking of more work related things, of the types of situations you find yourself in and the types of phrases you would be using, the types of discussions you'd be having. Is it negotiations? Is it presentations? I'd love to work in more of the types of phrases that you would typically be using in those work settings as well.
So it's mostly interacting with executives across different companies.
Okay, yeah.
Some of it is most pertinent to like operational things, like getting people to do their stuff in like an
Mhm.
orderly fashion in a timely manner. Um, but negotiations are a huge part of it.
Mm.
But more in spurts,
Okay.
like every 2 or 3 months than being a day-to-day kind of thing.
Sure. Yeah. Which, I mean, I think that sometimes makes it even more pressure because it's not something you're doing all the time. It's something that you're kind of building up to. But what's nice about that is that you then have time to prepare ahead of time. So you can practice what you want to say in those situations and you can give yourself even practice discussions like what might they say back to me and then how would I respond? What are questions they might ask and how would I respond? So I like to, when I'm going into things like an interview, a negotiation, a presentation, think about what hypothetically could happen? What will happen if everything goes perfectly? What are some curveballs that could be thrown my way, and how would I respond to those as well? And practicing for those different situations. So I know that we have been working more on those casual phrases, and it sounds like if you're doing operational things day to day, working with people, getting them to, turn stuff in on time, checking in on how their projects are going, that kind of thing. That I feel like we definitely would be using those more common everyday phrases. But when you have those negotiations every 2 to 3 months, then it sounds like those are things that maybe you would have different phrases, different types of things you'd be saying and discussing. And also, it might be a different kind of relationship you have with those people as well. So we then would have some different phrases we would, be utilizing and different goals with what we're saying as well. So I think that working some of that in to our practice as well would be really helpful. So that's why I wanted to kind of touch base on that. So diction wise, it sounds like we're feeling a lot better with where we're at diction wise. Would you agree with that?
Yes,
Excellent. I love to
it's
hear
just a
that.
matter of making sure that, my lips, the corners of my lips are pursed. I'm speaking slowly.
Hmm.
And then some of the finer points, where I don't drop the consonant for a word that's in the middle or a word that's too small.
Yeah. I love that observation with small words in particular. I love that. So, words that seem less important, right? Um, or when a word's in the middle of a phrase, like you were saying, that maybe it just sort of glides through it and elides, connects to the before and after words. So, they seem less important, right? But we want to be sure that we enunciate clearly on those as well. So I'd love to do some maybe three-word phrases or phrases that are a little bit longer so that we can be sure that we keep those inner words, those short words like for, to, those are clear, but then also words in the middle as well. So Sarah went to the store, making sure that went would be clear, right? Or to, right? That those middle words are clear because it probably feels too like Sarah and store are the most important words, but sometimes those connecting words can be just as important to hear. And I love that observation of if I keep those corners in, like pinch those a little bit, and I slow down a little bit, everything improves. Really nice observation there. Excellent. Love that. All right, so I thought we could maybe start with some phrases that you might use in a negotiation setting. So these are just phrases that I think you might find in that setting. And then we can also do, more like role playing as well. But I have some phrases that I thought we could start with. So if you had a meeting, that kind of thing. And these will be a little bit longer. So we can also be focusing on things like keeping those corners in, slowing down a little bit, making sure those smaller, less important words are still clear. So our first phrase, let's do, let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started, shall we?
Good. And I feel like you'll hear this pretty often. Let's get started, shall we? So maybe everyone got there and they got coffee, they're visiting, and then you walk in and you say, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Let's get started, right? I feel like that's a pretty common thing you would hear. So
Let's get
this
started.
would be a little more of a casual greeting feeling, but it also is calling everyone to attention, right? So it can have a little bit more of a friendly flow, but also with like dinging on the side of a glass with a spoon at a wedding. Ding 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 ding. Hello, can I have your attention? Right? So a little more of that like sharpness to get their attention, but also friendly and a little more flow. Let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started, shall we?
Excellent. Good. And then I feel like we would say this a little bit faster as well. Let's see if we can speed it up while still having those clear consonants, like those T's. We have a lot of T's and let's get started, right? A lot of T's. So bring those out a little bit more as well. Let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started, shall we?
Nice, good. And I love that you're giving it a little bit of a pause before shall we. So it's grabbing their attention with the let's get started. And then shall we? It's like a welcoming them into the meeting or the negotiation, right? Let's get started, shall we?
Let's get started, shall we?
Excellent, beautiful. So then Um, let's say we're visiting, you see me and you say, "Oh, it's great to see you again. How's your family doing? I heard your mom was sick or had an accident." "Oh, yeah, she's doing much better now. Thanks so much for asking. How's your family?" "Oh, I'm so glad to hear that your son's doing well. It was such a delight to meet him." And then we're transitioning, right? So you say, "Let's get started, shall we?" So how would you say that if you were starting the meeting?
Okay, let's get started, shall we?
Excellent. That was beautiful. Love it. Perfect. And it was clear, friendly, beautiful. Really nice. Okay, so then let's try Thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Good. Yes. So, this I feel like you could also, not just in negotiation, it could be operations. You ask someone to come meet with you just to check in on how a project's going, maybe. So this thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Good. All right. So then with this, maybe they rearranged their schedule. You've been a little busy, so you're feeling a little frazzled, and you're like, oh, thanks for meeting with me today. Maybe you were supposed to meet later in the week, but you're not going to be able to do it, right? So let's try that. You're just really, really glad to see them, and it's like, ah, thank you so much for adjusting for me. Let's try that.
Sorry, what's the phrase?
Oh, thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Good. Yeah. So a little more flow to it now. Thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Good. Can I have a little more of that TH on with? Thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Ooh, that was nice. Good. An excellent tease there. Beautiful. Then let's try thinking about what words we want to emphasize. What words do you feel like are the most important? Thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks meeting with me.
Okay, great. Yeah. All right, let's try that. Thanks for meeting with me today.
Thanks for meeting with me today.
Beautiful. Excellent. Yeah, and it feels friendly. It feels professional, polished, beautiful. All right, so then let's try a phrase that's a little more specific now. I'd like to begin by outlining our main priorities.
I'd like to start. Sorry, what was it?
That's all right. I'd like to begin
I'd like to begin
by outlining
by outlining.
our main priorities.
I'd like to begin today by outlining our main priorities.
Good. And if you want to rephrase this to a way that you think you would say it, if it was you, I'm totally okay with that as well. So if I were going to say this phrase, I might say, I'd like to begin by outlining our main priorities, right? So how would you say that?
I'd like to begin. I'd like to begin by starting with our main priorities.
Nice. Good. Yeah. So let's say that it's a slightly different word usage, but great. I'd like to begin by starting with our priorities, right?
I'd like
Nice.
to begin by starting with our priorities.
Nice. Really good BG T's there. Excellent. What words do you feel like are the most important to bring out?
Main priorities.
I agree. Yes. I think maybe begin and
And
priorities are the words I would emphasize, but we can emphasize different words as well, because our perspective might be different or the situation might be slightly different. So I'd like to I'd like to start with I'd like to start with identifying our priorities, or I'd like to begin by stating our priorities. I'd like to start the meeting with outlining our priorities, right? So go ahead and say that the way that you feel like you would say it, emphasizing specific words.
I'd like to start. Oh, sorry,
Oh,
Vandy.
it's okay.
It's a little bit of a mental block to try and
Oh, it's all right. Let's
rephrase
try.
it.
I'd like to get started with our priorities. Let's do that.
I'd I'd like to get started with our priorities. I'd like to get started with our priorities.
Good. And with much better in this phrase, excellent than that other one where I was like, "Oh, we can do better with that." It's improved. Nice. Good. Excellent. Yes. So then let's try another phrase. How about, is there anything you'd like to add to the agenda?
Is there anything you'd like to add to the agenda?
Good. Can we, on anything, can we have a little bit of a wider mouth position actually on that one just because of the vowels? Anything.
Anything.
Excellent. Yes. So then
Is
let's,
it TH voiced or unvoiced in anything?
it's unvoiced. Anything.
Anything.
Yes, good. The vowels are going to be the main focus in that particular word. Anything.
Anything.
Beautiful. All right. So then let's try that phrase again. Is there anything you'd like to add to the agenda?
Is there any is there anything you'd like to add to the agenda?
Good. I also think you could shorten that and say, is there anything you'd like to add? Right? I feel like that's a phrase you could put into almost any meeting, right? That you turn to someone and say, hey, do you want to add anything? Do you want to share? Do you want to have a little bit of input, right? So, is there anything you'd like to add?
Is there anything you'd like to add?
Nice. Very good. Yes. Excellent. And then let's try. mm, So, stating our position, maybe our main concern is ensuring distribution to all markets, right? So, what would you say is one of the main concerns that you might have in one of your negotiation meetings?
The how much we're getting paid,
Okay,
like the rate per subscriber.
perfect. All right, rate per subscriber. Our main concern is, mm,
Our main concern is the rate we're getting per subscriber.
excellent. Yes. Um, Yeah, so our main concern is the rate we'll be receiving per subscriber, something like that, right? So, I like that. Yeah, our main concern is rate per subscriber. We'll just keep it simple with that. Our main concern is rate per subscriber. There, I would say I would definitely want to make sure that rate and subscriber were very clear. And then I might emphasize main, or you could do concern. Our main concern is rate per subscriber, or our main concern is rate per subscriber. So you can decide what words you feel like you would emphasize. It could be that they just shared their main concern, and you say, well, our main concern. So you might even emphasize that, right? So our main concern is rate per subscriber.
Our main concern is rate per subscriber.
Nice. Yes, very good. Excellent. So then I feel like if I were saying this, I probably would try to be matter of fact and direct, but still positive within that. So our main concern is rate per subscriber. So clear and succinct here.
Our main concern is rate per subscriber.
Excellent. Good. Can we say that with a little bit more flow now? I feel like it's very clear and we're emphasizing the things we want to spotlight. So now let's think a little bit more flow with that air connecting through. Our main concern is rate per subscriber.
Our main concern is rate per subscriber.
Excellent. Lovely. Wonderful. All right. So now let's try something like, we're looking for a solution that works for both of us.
We are looking for a solution that works for both of us.
Excellent. Yes, very good. So then let's try. So maybe your boss says, "How did the meeting go? What happened?" And you say, "Well, we took a break. We're going to have a call tomorrow. We're looking for a solution that works for both of us." So I would say maybe I probably would emphasize solution and maybe both of us. Like, we're looking for a solution that works for both of us. That probably would be where I would emphasize, but if you feel like you would emphasize different words, that's okay too. So think about where you want the emphases to be. We're looking for a solution that works for both of us.
We are looking for a solution that works for both of us.
Hmm. Yeah. So and I think, that's the purpose of negotiation. So even if you're like, well, we didn't come to an agreement just yet, I still think it's, positive. It's like, well, it's in the works. Um, so I feel like I would still probably say it in a pretty positive way. We're looking for a solution that works for both of us.
We are looking for a solution that works for both of us.
Good. I think it also could be maybe in the negotiation, they say, I don't see how this deal would be good for our company. It seems like it just benefits you. And you say, oh, no, no, no. We're looking for a solution that benefits both of us, right? It could be reassuring them as well. Um, so let's try it like that you're reassuring the person you're negotiating with.
We are looking for a solution that works for both of us.
Yeah, good. Awesome. So let's try another phrase now. Mm, so let's try ideally, we'd like to increase. mm, Ideally, we'd like to increase profits. Let's keep it simple there. Ideally, we'd like to increase profits.
Ideally, we'd like to increase profits.
Yes, good. So I might emphasize there ideally. Ideally, we'd like to increase profits. Probably ideally increase in profits would be where I'd lean into those words a little bit more. Try that.
Ideally, we'd like to increase profits.
Nice, good. And then you might say something like, right now we're still building a customer base, so we're keeping costs lower. However, we're planning in 2 years to increase the cost of the subscription service to XYZ, right? So, yes. So, um, obviously, we're always trying to increase profits, right? Let's try. mm, what we're offering is unlimited entertainment. All right, let's try that phrase. What we're offering is unlimited entertainment.
What we're offering is unlimited entertainment. What
Good.
we're offering is unlimited entertainment.
And you might notice we have a lot of front tongue movements there. Unlimited entertainment. There's a lot of front tongue quick movements there. What we're offering, we also have a lot of rounded lip shapes at the beginning. So this phrase is a little bit trickier diction wise. So focusing on the lip shapes at the beginning and those quick front tongue movements. What we're offering is unlimited entertainment.
What we're offering is unlimited entertainment.
Excellent. Yes, very good. All right, then let's do some questions. How flexible are you on that?
How flexible are you on that?
Good. Yes. So you're in a negotiation and they make a statement and you say, how flexible are you on that?
How flexible are you on that?
Nice. One thing I notice with this phrase too is we have quite a few words that start in a vowel. So making sure that we have a strong glottal strike on those so that we know that it's a separate word. How flexible are you on that?
How flexible are you on that?
Good. How flexible are you on that?
How flexible are you on that?
Yes, so we can speed it up while still making sure that each of those words is clear. Excellent. Very good. All right, then let's try. Can you clarify what you meant by that?
Can you clarify what you meant by that?
Excellent. Very good. Yes. So then let's try. I thought that was very clear. Nice, strong k sounds. The W is good. Yeah, excellent. T's nice and clear. So let's go on to another. Um, what's most important to you in this deal?
What's most important to you in this deal?
Good. So I might emphasize you a little bit more as well, because maybe I've already stated what's important to me. So I might say, what's most important to you in this deal?
What's most important to you in this deal?
Right. Yes, good. Um, I think important is also a key word there. What's most important to you in this deal?
What's most important to you in this deal?
Good. And I do think this phrase is one that it has so many like D's and T's and sounds that kind of stop the airflow. It's one that's a little bit harder to make feel more fluid and flowing, but we're going to try. What's most important to you in this deal?
What's most important to you in this deal?
Yeah, do you feel that where it's a little bit tricky to get that flow? I actually heard though the TH much more clearly that time. This. And that's a voiced TH. Very nice on that. Beautiful. Let's try that one more time because it was interesting because by focusing on that breath flow, you actually brought out some sounds even more, which was great. What's most important to you in this deal?
What's most important to you in this deal?
Nice. Very good. Excellent. All right, then let's try. Are you open to discussing other options?
Are you open to discussing other options?
Good. I love that you made it sound like a clear question. You gave it a little scoop at the end. Beautiful. Um, and on the R, I really liked the way you said R as well. It was a really nice, tossing the ball to them. The ball's in their court now. Beautiful. Are you open to discussing other options?
Are you open to discussing other options?
Yeah, good. And here I feel like we have quite a few different words that we could emphasize here. Are you open to discussing other options?
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 Nice. Yes, good. So, depending on what your goal is or your focus is, you can lean into different words and it still works effectively. Lovely. Excellent. All right. So, then, um, would you consider renegotiating? Let's try that.
Would you consider renegotiating?
Good. Um, would you consider renegotiating?
Would you consider renegotiating?
Excellent. Beautiful. Let's try. We're prepared to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
We're willing to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
Good. Yes. So I'm just making up something. But yes. Um, so that could be, like a nice strong entrance point. We are willing to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
We are willing to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
Good. Can we round a little bit more on for your services? Think for and your, same shape,
Or,
for
or.
your.
We are willing to offer $1 million for your services.
Excellent. Good. Now, can we speed up through that spot a little bit more? We're willing to offer $1 million for your services or for your services. So try to speed up the flow through there a little bit.
We are willing to offer $1 million for your services.
Nice, better, yes. So a lot of the time we try to match, if we have a certain vowel shape, we try to match those vowel shapes that flow afterwards. It helps us to go a little bit faster. It also helps with the flow, feeling, and the connectedness of the phrase. We're willing to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
We are willing to offer $1 million in exchange for your services.
Nice, beautiful. All right, then let's try. If you agree, we can sign the paperwork now.
If you agree, we can sign the paperwork now.
Excellent, that was great. Then let's try. mm, that doesn't quite work for us.
That doesn't quite work for us.
Yes, good. That doesn't quite work for us.
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 Nice, good. All right, then let's try. That sounds fair.
That sounds fair. Vandy, I
Nice.
gotta run.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yes, absolutely. Nice work today. I was thinking too, if there's something that is kind of a smaller presentation kind of thing that you want to work on, we can bring that in Thursday. Okay.
Perfect. I won't be able to do this Thursday. I'll see
Okay.
you next Monday,
All
Vandy.
right. Sounds good. Thanks for the heads up, and I'll plan to see you Monday then.
All
Bye,
right. See you on
Robin. Have a
Monday.
good week.
Bye.
Bye bye. Oh, and happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
Bye bye, Robin.